Hello, everybody. Welcome to this presentation on protecting your business from cyber threats, managing risks to strengthen security. Now, some of the primary references used to inform this presentation were the 2021 Deloitte report on Nigeria cybersecurity outlook and your national cybersecurity policy and strategy. So I'm Cheryl Abram, mom, author, entrepreneur, curriculum developer, mentor, cybersecurity professional, and public speaker. I'm here by way of Empower Cybersecurity and Mabel, who is a fellow Cypher. Thank you, Mabel, for facilitating this opportunity to speak to this group of talented entrepreneurs. I have a YouTube channel called Person-Centered Cyber, where I speak about the things I will share with you today, along with technical and administrative aspects of cybersecurity and risk management. Now, it's important for me to stress that we will be talking about person-centered cybersecurity, which is why that's the name of my channel. And that means that our conversation will be centered around you, okay? But we absolutely will include the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the system and data that you produce as a creator of information and the data you consume and control as an IT or cybersecurity professional or business owner. Now, to quickly demonstrate what I mean by that, let's look at this chart on how our data generates wealth. Right now, as the creator of information and data, you're at the beginning of this chart where you're using devices and applications to create data and information, like our mobile phones, our laptops, the various apps we use, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, all those things create the data. Now, as the controller, you're also in the personal data creation category when you're configuring hardware or working as a programmer, a front and back end developer, graphic designer, digital marketer, or any other work that facilitates the creation of data and information. All right, now as a business owner, you're primarily under the consumption category, which is right here at the end, where you will control and consume data and information. All right, and we'll talk more about that later. Now, why are we here? Imagine arriving at your business one morning to find it broken into and damaged. Go inside your building or enter your workspace, and you see that criminals have stolen equipment and other valuable assets. Despite taking reasonable security measures like locks, the security system, and cameras, you have still become the victim of a crime. Now imagine receiving an email like this, notifying you that you are due to receive a refund. Now you're expecting a refund from an organization. So as you read this email, you see nothing suspicious about this message. You click the refund form link, provide your account information, and 24 hours later, you discover that all your funds have been withdrawn from your bank account and you didn't do it. You once again become the victim of a crime. Now, for some of us, we don't have to pretend, okay, because those things have actually happened. So crime is like the weather, right? Everyone experiences it, everyone. Now, the same is true for human and machine vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are everywhere, okay, and they're inevitable. Vulnerabilities are aspects of something, be it human or machine, that when exposed can be changed, controlled, or influenced. Now, in both of those scenarios, vulnerabilities were discovered and exploited, resulting in damage and loss. Now, we normally seek to harden as many vulnerabilities as we can to strengthen security, but there's a better way. Okay, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get to that, I want to be sure we all have the same understanding of security. Let's talk about the freedom to be secure. Now, security is simply the feeling and state of being free from harm, be that physical harm, mental, emotional, and psychological harm, all right? The feeling and state of security empowers you to act. Now, just think about when you feel secure. When you feel secure, you have more control over what you can do. Now, in these photos, people are going about daily life and acting as if there is no immediate or imminent danger. If they were in danger, if they felt their security was compromised, these pictures would look very different. So security is a moving target, okay? And it's influenced by your situation, your knowledge of your situation, and how you feel about that situation. Your level of security will help you determine how to respond in certain situations. For example, how secure do you feel right now where you are? Now, this is a fairly easy thing to answer because all you have to do is, reflect a little, go inward and see how you feel. Do you feel secure or not? Now, how secure are you where you are right now? That's a different question, okay? And that requires more work to discover what's in your environment, okay? So you can put that information together to see what's your state of security, not your feeling of security, okay? Now, in the digital world or cyberspace, the same thing applies, okay? Same thing applies. So here you have cybersecurity, and you just add in the digital world, same thing, feeling and state of being free from harm. So again, for example, how secure do you feel when you're online checking your email? Or how secure do you feel now that we're online on Zoom, looking at this video? Now, how secure are you as you're looking at this video or as you're checking your email? Again, that requires more work to find out your actual state of security, okay? Because, there's a lot we can't see. We don't know right away if somebody's listening in on your conversations or something. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do to be able to really be able to determine your digital security in any given situation. All right. Now here's another security again, but we're looking at it from a financial perspective. Security is also a financial term that means an asset that can be bought, sold, or traded, for example, stocks, bonds, and shares. And when it comes to the work you do as an employee or business owner, the asset or security that has this kind of value is trust. The trust that people have in your work and what you produce as an employee or as a business owner is trust that can be directly converted to securities or into these 4 pillars of capital. Now, as an IT or cybersecurity professional, to more quickly build these securities or pillars of capital, you're going to need to be very creative, imaginative, and effective in practicing cybersecurity. Why? Because in work and business, you demonstrate trust through your brand and your reputation. Let's look at another example. These 3 brands are 3 of the top most valuable in the world, according to a 2020 Forbes report. They're most valuable because they provide solutions for you and because they are guardians of customer trust, which is Netflix's motto when it comes to cybersecurity. In fact, when you apply for a cybersecurity job at Netflix, you're likely to read these words in the announcement. We seek candidates that are driven to reduce risk while remaining empathic of a great customer experience. Okay, that's about their security. Amazon has a security by design philosophy where risk assessment and security features on their cloud products and on their other services are baked in from the very beginning. Microsoft invests over $1 billion a year. That's billion with a B a year in securing their products. In other words, Microsoft spends over $1 billion a year in guarding customer trust. Now, these brands know that as threats grow larger and more sophisticated, customers and stakeholders alike are giving more attention to who they do business with. These brands are actively practicing reputation management, and they're going above and beyond to secure information because they see that it's an integral part of that reputation strategy. Now, this 2020 survey revealed that 86% of Nigerian companies were victims of cyber attacks within the past year, which is the second highest after India and much higher than in South Africa, which was 64%. Now, according to this report, Nigeria had the highest percentage of data leakages worldwide and ranks in the top 5 for other forms of attacks like ransomware, malware, and cryptojacking. Now, as new and maturing entrepreneurs, and as the creators of websites, software, and programs that I and other consumers will use, your opportunity to begin building trust in your brand starts right now. So you have several things in place to help guide your decision-making regarding cybercrime and cybersecurity. Now, this is a summary of your 2021 National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy, but you have several doctrines, including your doctrine on cyber risk exposure and your doctrine on cybersecurity. So overall, as a country, Nigeria is harmonizing a national strategy to respond and recover from the effects of cybercrime. Now, we are here today to discover how each of you can strategize to respond and recover from effects of cybercrime. And we're also here to explore and discover the real benefits of feeling and being cyber secure. While other people's information is in need of protection and security, your information is just as worthy of being protected and secure. Now, these are some of the impacts cybercrime can have on your business, your bottom line, and your reputation. So what can we do about that? Let's see. Protect your security. So first, to learn and train yourself, and employees and partners about good cyber hygiene, right? I'm sure you've seen these things before, you've heard these things before, but they're worth repeating, okay? Because social engineering is about finding the vulnerability in you and being able to manipulate it so that you behave in the way the social engineer wants you to behave, okay? We really do need to be able to recognize when individuals are attempting to manipulate our behavior, to have us click on links and open documents and give out information. We need to be savvy. We need to be able to hear and understand and know when that's happening. And if we're not sure, what questions do we need to ask? To see if this is a legitimate communication with somebody. Two-step verification, two-factor authentication, using the right tools, firewalls, device encryption software, an incident response plan, because like I said before, vulnerabilities are inevitable, crime is inevitable, thunderstorms are inevitable, they're gonna happen, okay? So when they happen, and they happen in a devastating way, how can we quickly recover? So we really need a good incident response plan for that. Protect sensitive information, okay? Sounds like a no-brainer, but we wanna conduct network audits. We wanna have a really great backup strategy, secure payment. There is a theory called association theory, right? That's about you taking on the attributes of the people that you hang out with, okay? If your business partners, are people who have no interest in security, they're probably not the people you wanna partner with. if your strategy is centered on security, okay? So having really reputable secure payment platforms and gateways is very, very important if you're a small business and you're taking payments, all right? And then data destruction and sanitization. So it's not going to be good enough for you to just press delete on a file, right? You're going to have to do some real sanitization to reduce the risk of identity theft of your information and your customers' information that you no longer need, okay? And if you need help with anything, ask the people you work with, ask your friends, ask your instructors, but also go to YouTube, okay? There are amazing videos and people on YouTube, all right, who will tell you how to do things step by step. Now, these are for, including me, who will, have amazing videos, and I really do suggest that you subscribe to their channels because they're going to be really, really useful. So we have, what do I have here? If you want to test your system and applications or learn how to do that or see what needs to be done, some ethical hacking, some penetration testing, you definitely want to go ahead and subscribe to Alpha Cybersecurity. He's amazing. He gives really, really great instructional videos on that. And if you're trying to become an ethical hacker or a penetration tester, that's definitely a channel you want to subscribe to. Assessing your systems and applications and applying hardening techniques, you definitely want to check out Professor Black Ops. He's a 100% blue purple teamer, okay? And his videos, they're very short, very informative. You're going to get a lot of great information from Professor Black Ops. And anything you want to know about Linux, anything, unless you know Linus Torvalds, okay, who's the individual who started Linux. If you can't get a hold of him, reach out to Keep It Techie, okay? Because he's got the answer, okay? A plethora of just wonderful videos about everything that has anything to do with Linux, okay? So go ahead and subscribe to Keep It Techie. And of course, there's my channel where there's a little bit of everything, but it's focused on the types of things I'm talking about today to help you think more creatively so you can be more courageous in your work and your business, okay? Now we're talking about securing your network, but also securing your brand. Now, a clear reputation strategy is a huge competitive advantage. So cultivating and guarding customer trust is a core function in that strategy. And because of the evolving sophistication of cybercrimes, security by design requires a deliberate and focused risk management effort. Now, we want our customers to choose security. So let's review 3 primary practices that will position security as an asset to your brand, your work, and your business. Number 1 is risk management, to discover the likelihood and impact of risk so you can better plan and execute the necessary security controls to protect while still maintaining great customer experience. Okay, remember what Netflix said. That's exactly what they said they do. Now, this Wired article titled Cybercrime, the Next Entrepreneurial Growth Business is about the evolution of cybercrime from an offense committed by opportunistic criminals to a business-like strategic operation carried out by organized and very well-funded groups. Now, the author suggests that our typical penetration testing and security hardening activities are not enough. We have to also practice deliberate risk management to accept, deter, and protect against cybercrime and risk resilience to respond and recover from the damage caused by criminal activity. Now, there is no fight here, all right? We are not at war. Now, we hear cyber war, we hear that all the time, right? But we're not at war. Now, the rise of the internet has produced countless opportunities for us to learn, grow, and reach a worldwide audience with our ideas, our products, and our services. Now, there is exponential opportunity to cultivate trust, build capital, and inspire and empower others to do the same thing. Now with that, with the opportunity that the internet brings, also comes the same measure of natural and man-made risk, that something will go wrong and get in the way of our work and our business goals. You don't fight against risk, you manage it, which means we have to assess and minimize the likelihood and impact of these kinds of things coming against our plans and our goals. All right, that's what that means. This is not a fight, it's not a war. You know, it's the ability to see what's coming or what's potentially coming and manage against it. Now with risk management, you're not just making decisions based on how secure you feel, but on how secure you are. So to do that, you must continuously collect information about your physical and digital environment, analyze and recalibrate when necessary. All right, now there are a lot of free tools to help you do that, like Qualys, all right, where you can do test scans of your website. And Professor Black Ops has a really great video about that on his channel. Have I been pawned? To test passwords or passphrase strength of you, and if you have employees, of your employees. And then you can also reach out to your small business and other small businesses around the globe. Just type in some country or and their small business administration. You'll probably see some free tools on there that they offer new startups, like lists of secure email providers like this, Proton Mail, and also free cybersecurity planners, and a lot of them offer free training as well. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff out there for small businesses and folks just starting up to help secure their networks and their information. All right, the second primary practice, ethics. Ethics, ethics, ethics. Now, the Nigerian Data Protection Regulation says that you are a data controller if you process personal data. That makes you a data controller, okay? Now, I would like to submit that anytime you can influence the security of the user and their data and information, you are a data controller. So wherever you are in this development operations process, you have opportunity to influence the degree of hardware, network, and application security, okay? That's from build all the way through operate and monitor, back to planning, coding, and building again, okay? Now, as a controller of information and systems, you also have an ethical responsibility to prioritize security and guard what you've been given as if it were your own. Now, think of a secret you have, for example. Now, think of sharing that secret with the person you trust most in the world. Now, one reason you would share this information is because you know they will not use this information to harm you. Now, if they did share it, you may feel betrayed because they've now violated your trust. And at the same time, sharing what you told them in confidence could damage their reputation as a trustworthy person. And you probably won't share a secret with them again. You probably won't invest your trust in them again. Ethical behavior is important in work and life. Ethics are the principles that guide our behavior. If the principles that guide our behavior become vulnerable to manipulation, either our own manipulation or someone else's, then we place ourselves on a very slippery slope that we may not completely recover from as business people, employees, and as human beings. These business owners have either been accused of or have pled guilty to profiting millions from violating the trust of others through identity theft, access device fraud, money laundering, violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, and falsely registering domain names, to name a few. There are a lot of other offenses. Now, I can only imagine the damage that's been done to the people whose trust they violated and to their own brand and reputation. Earlier, I said that security is a moving target, and we have to constantly decide whether we want to continue to be guardians of customer trust or guardians of our own self-interest. Both of those decisions have consequences. The Center for Internet Security and other organizations have developed ethics rules to refer to as we consider our work and business relationships. Now, these are some common rules to consider when you're faced with ethical dilemmas, and you may need a little help to decide what the right thing is in that particular moment, right? Do not use a computer to harm other people. Protect society and the common good. Be trustworthy. Have a plan for coordinated vulnerability disclosure. Respect human rights. Disclose data on a need-to-know basis and maintain privacy, and comply with legal standards. So if you're ever questioning, is this something that I should do, for my business, with my business, with this business partner, is this really a decision I should make? Does it align with the Center for Internet Security, Code of Ethics for cyberspace? The third primary strategy is learning. Now, in today's physical and digital world, every day we are presented with new opportunities to exercise our own and create for others the freedom to be secure. As an IT and cybersecurity professional and entrepreneur, you are a data controller, a risk manager, a decision maker, a brand manager, and an influencer of technologies and security practices that can impact people across the globe. You absolutely must continue to learn, reflect, assess, and adjust the way you do business so you can evolve with the world and possibly pioneer a new and better way forward. These are websites that I found to be phenomenal when it comes to new ways of thinking and training on cybersecurity and risk management principles and practices. They include free exercises, downloads, and resources that will enhance your personal security and the security of your business. Holistic Security, absolutely love this website. Very comprehensive threat modeling of your physical and digital environment, and they have exercises to help you determine the attack surface of your network with very innovative ways to address vulnerabilities. Holistic Security, absolutely amazing place to go. The Honeypot Project, an amazing site where they share open source security tools to help businesses strengthen their security posture. And Computer Science Without a Computer, CS Unplugged, the best website ever. It's very engaging, very interesting, a lot of fun because it teaches computer science without using a computer, which I think is the best way to teach it for any age, any age. Very, very good website. As an IT and cybersecurity professional or business owner, you influence several parts of this wealth generating process. Now, the internet is a global system, so what you do in security will likely have global impact. So let's make it a positive impact so we can all benefit from your work and your creativity. In The Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey, if you haven't read it, pick it up, it's very good. Stephen says, trust is the new currency of our interdependent, collaborative world. Now, it's not a coincidence that security and trust are both cybersecurity terms, and they're both related to economic trade and wealth. It makes perfect sense that an investment in security, your own security and other people's, is an investment in your ability to accumulate capital. So the world is ready. We're ready when you are. I'm Cheryl Abram. You can connect with me on YouTube, Person Centered Cyber. On LinkedIn, you can find me as Cheryl Abram, or on Twitter, I'm there as Epiphany LLC, which is the name of my business. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all have an amazing, amazing day.